Hello, and welcome to a new Let's Play. And it's kind of an odd one, considering its sequel just came out. We're going to be LPing
Mario Kart Wii!
Yes, Mario Kart Wii. Alright, Mario Kart Wii. This is my favourite Mario Kart. There, I said it. What I tend to look for in a Mario Kart game is not a skill of true racing, because you're not going to find that. I find it funny how none of those options work for my Wii U. The online was terminated for original Wii games, and the Wii U does not support GameCube controllers. Yet. So, yeah. What was I saying? This is my favourite Mario Kart because when I play a Mario Kart game, I'm looking for a chaotic racer which has just as much emphasis on combat as it does on racing. Mario Kart gives me that. Mario Kart gives me that in spades. And Mario Kart Wii has 12 playable characters. I don't know why. No, I don't know. 12 playable characters. That's all the more chaos. The times when I love playing this game the most is when it's being played from the middle of the pack. It is the most frustrating, and yet also the most enjoyable moments in Mario Kart. It's brilliant. Being out in the lead with a huge gap between you and second place is just as boring and just as annoying as being at the bottom and outraced by everybody in this game, in my opinion at least. So yeah, how this LP is going to work. There is multiplayer obviously, but I'm probably going to save that for an extra video. How this LP is going to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the Grand Prix races. You can also do time trials, and you can also do single races or sets of races of your own choice. That's what I call versus race, because you can do single player. And battle mode, you'll get videos on battle mode. These are different classifications. 50 is easy, and I never play it. 100 is medium, I'll sometimes play it. 150 is the preferred one, and we're going to be playing on 150, with the occasional mirror track thrown in. This is the character roster. I actually think it's a pretty strong character roster. With one exception. But we'll get to that exception when we get to it. I'm going to play as every character, and I'm going to use every vehicle except standard small and standard large for the karts and bikes. So for this video, the Mushroom Cup is going to be played. That's 4 courses, and we're going to play with 4 of the karts, with 4 of the lightweight characters. First, we're Baby Mario in the Baby Booster, which is strangely fitting start in my opinion. You can set it so that you can have an automatic drift or a manual drift. I think Mario Kart 7 kinda has an automatic drift by default, which throws me off far too often. Manual is the way to go in my mind, because I like having full control of how much I turn. Okay, Luigi Circuit. I love Luigi. Luigi's one of my favourite characters in games. Interesting fact, if you have Mii's on your Mii channel, they'll appear there. Mii's will appear in the background and on statues throughout courses. Right, the Baby Booster. Baby Mario. Luigi Circuit. Go! How you do the turbo is you hold the button. Actually, I'll explain it in a different race start. Right. This is Luigi Circuit. As a first course in the game, I think it's really neat. It's better than a lot of first courses in games, in my opinion. But it's also not that memorable, and it really annoys me how everybody picks this track, or picked this track online. That is when I wasn't facing someone who is hacking. I'm not regretting seeing the Wi-Fi connection go, because I seem to bump into quite a few hackers. But yeah, this is a pretty neat first track in my opinion. I like Luigi Circuit. And the Gooper Blooper doesn't seem to be effective in any game, does it? never ever ever hinders people. This is a nice short track. It's a nice interesting track. It's got a fair few turns that are neat for a first track. It's got nice little segments where power-ups can help you and take a nice shortcut. And yeah. On to Baby Mario and the cart. I actually don't notice anything that particularly special about it. The baby booster's kind of average. It's nothing special in my opinion. And I don't really notice a difference between characters, so yeah. About the fake item box, by the way. I was really annoyed that the fake item box was not in Mario Kart 7. Because, I don't know, it made first place kind of unstoppable, to a degree. They always had the ability to defend themselves. It was never a chance, they never got a chance to strike them unless you got like a blue shell. Not even triple reds worked. Because triple bananas were a fairly common item. Anyway, Baby Luigi on the Concerto. Again, I don't really notice a difference with the cart and the character. But Baby Luigi's awesome. So, with me not having anything to speak about with the character or the cart, let's talk about the track. Moo Moo Meadows, returning in Mario Kart 8. It's... yay. I like Moo Moo Meadows. It's a really nice... it's a really short, really nice track. I really do like Moo Moo Meadows. But one thing I like the most about Moo Moo Meadows is how it looks. I've seen footage of it for Mario Kart 8. Moo Moo Meadows, I will acknowledge that it is very graphically detailed. It is amazing how it looks, in my opinion. Its appearance does not sit well with me. I don't know, I prefer how it looks in this game, Mario Kart Wii, because it has more of a cartoony charm to it. I'll applaud the sort of realism that Mario Kart 8 has for it, and I'll applaud that it doesn't actually detract from how nice from Mario and that either. It does pull off a nice balance. But I prefer outright cartoony, and the colours and textures used here sit better with me, in my opinion. I don't know, it's not that easy to speak about, I think. I just prefer how Mario Kart Wii's Moo Moo Meadows looks, even though I acknowledge that Mario Kart 8's does look graphically superior. Right. So, I also like how the cows move. I like in racing games when the laps that you're racing change. I like when stuff that's on the track changes between laps. It's one of the reasons I really like Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. And Mario Kart 7 introduced tracks that actually have 3 sections rather than 3 laps. I like those circuits as well. Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road, and the course is based upon Woohoo Island, I think it's called. They're some of my favourites in Mario Kart 7 because the laps are not the same. It's that simple. Yeah. Moo Moo Meadows is good. Right, next character, Baby Peach. And this will be in the Cheap Charger, which is, in my opinion, crazy with its acceleration. I don't think it comes across in this one because I think I had a fairly decent run in terms of actually using the cart. I think, though, that my race on Luigi Circuit when I did this Grand Prix with Baby Peach did not go according to plan that much, and yet I was still able to stay up at the lead. I was still able to stay up at the front alongside the other another 3 racers because it accelerates so quickly. It didn't matter when I got knocked down. But yeah, Mushroom Gorge returns in Mario Kart 7, and I don't like it there. I didn't like it here. Mario Kart Wii has some. Mario Kart Wii overall, I think, has my favourite track lineup of the series. I don't like this track. the bouncing on the mushrooms just really bugs me because you don't have that much control over where you're going, and stuff like that can happen. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this track because I don't feel like there's that much actual racing involved, but there's also not that much opportunity for actual combat as well, in my mind. This part, this entire straight segment, that's your best opportunity for some Mario Kart action, in my opinion, because almost everyone's going to take the mushrooms across this section because it's quicker. It's just, yeah. Traps also aren't as useful. I find it funny, someone saved me from that banana. But yeah, I don't like this sort of track. It just doesn't sit that nicely with it. I don't know, it's not so much focus on racing, but there's also not that much focus on actually being able to fight each other. It's just a bit boring, in my mind. Not much to speak about. I like the concept, but it's not very well executed. Mario Kart 7 does it better, and I still don't like it in Mario Kart 7. So the music's good. Well, I think Mario Kart Wii's soundtrack is that's like the only time you'll get hit by a trap in this on the buildings. I like this. If you get hit while carrying an item, your items fall out onto the ground. If it's something like a shell or a banana, then you take damage because a shell or a banana hitting you causes damage. If it's something like a mushroom or a Starman though, then it activates when you drive into it, which I think is a really nice touch. Because that's how it happens in the games, isn't it? That's how it happens in the platformers, isn't it? You drive into a shell, you walk into a shell, you're going to take damage or kick it. It would have been interesting if the green shell actually got kicked forwards if a cart drove into it. You walk into a banana, you're going to slip up. If you walk into a mushroom or a Starman in the Mario platformer, if you drive into a star or a Starman or a... If you walk into a Starman or a mushroom in the platformers, then what happens? It activates. So yeah, I like that that's kept in Mario Kart Wii. I like it's kept in Mario Kart full stop. Right, Toad's Factory, I like this track. Too bad I'm playing it as Baby Daisy. The Rally Romper's okay. It's not going to see much action. It's not going to see much use here, to a degree. Something that bugs me about this game is that the karts don't really feel all that different in my mind. The bikes have nice differences. I think the bikes have a brilliant set of differences, but the karts don't really. This one does. This one has the ability to boost, to let you build up a boost off-road, which I do like. I will say though, while I prefer using karts in this game, don't use them. Bikes are better. Sorry. Yeah, just in general, bikes are better in this game. That bugs me, but at the same time it doesn't bug me because I prefer using the karts. It gives me a nice challenge when I'm in a kart. It's just, yeah. Okay, Toad's Factory. I really like this track. And it's a nice way to cap off the Mushroom Cup as well, because the other three tracks, well, as much as I seem to like them, except for Mushroom Gorge, they do seem to play it fairly safe to a degree. They're like nice general sort of circuits which don't offer that much in difference from each other's from the other tracks. I don't know how to explain it. They seem to play it a bit safe is my point. But this game, but the Toad's Factory is nice, unique, and a really interesting racetrack in my mind. And I just really like here. I don't like Baby Daisy though. Baby Daisy, in my opinion, is the poster child, pun not intended, is the poster child for padding. This is the prime example of padding out a roster so that you've got a full roster. And what really annoys me is Mario does not need to do that. Mario has plenty of iconic characters that could go here. There's plenty of Bowser's minions as well that could go here as well. Do you know how many people were very happy when the Koopalings were announced for Mario Kart 8? But what really bugs me as well is that it could go into the spin-offs with some of these things. EGAD, Fawful. They'd be amazing to have here, and they'd easily be able to take this lightweight spot from Baby Daisy. Baby Daisy has no reason to exist. The other three babies at least will appear in Yoshi's Island and be mentioned as star children and some other things. There's no reason for this. It's like, why? Mario Kart 8 does it again as well with Rosalina. It's... just really annoys me. It annoys me when a game pads out its roster, but has enough iconic characters that it doesn't need to do so. Yeah, it just bugs me. An awful lot. That said though, that was the Mushroom Cup. 3 fairly safe tracks, one of which I just don't like. But it ends on a really high note, and a note that basically spells out the rest of the game to a degree. I think the rest of the cups have really great tracks. Even the retro ones, the retro picks that they made for this game are brilliant in my opinion. So, that was the Mushroom Cup of Mario Kart Wii. And you've seen 4 of the characters and the carts that can be used. I will see you next time with the Flower Cup and the other 4 lightweights and 4 bikes. See you then.